Hey guys, Coach Jason here, and welcome to my video coaching and newsletter series where I answer your questions and your challenges and give you feedback and coaching advice. Today's message is about how do I act when a woman is venting at me. So this is a great question from a follower. So I'm going to get right into his email here and then give you my feedback on what he should do. Hello, Jason. I hope you're doing well. Let us know if you ever come back to Romania again. Well, thank you very much for the invitation. I've actually never been to Romania. I was just in Austria, which maybe you thought I was in Romania, but I would love to check out Romania someday. So please keep the offer open and I'll see you there. I'm going to get straight to the point. How should I act when a woman is venting to me? And during that conversation, she starts insulting me. He says in parentheses, I couldn't find the right word. I just say that she can overreact and yell a few things that she doesn't even mean. End of parentheses. That's been the case with my mom, for example. Now, I wouldn't tolerate that from my girlfriend, but I'd say that I would for her. I usually remain quiet, but not in a submissive way. I'd say with my father sick, I need to learn how to be the rock of the family. Any advice? Okay, I'm going to start here. In these circumstances that you're talking about with your mother, sounds like she's under a lot of stress, a lot of pressure, and your instinct to want to be the rock of the family because your father is sick is a good one. Now, just because there are some tough times, though, it doesn't give people the permission to speak and treat you in any way that they want to. Now, with it being your mother, I can see how this would be difficult to respond to her because you want to love her and care for her and be empathetic to her situation. But if she is venting to you and insulting you, that's turning into less about getting stress off of her chest, and it becomes a personal attack. And in those types of situations, how you should handle that is that you can say, hey, Mom, I know you're under a lot of stress, but insulting me isn't going to help this situation any better. And I want to help you out. I want to be here for you and help out because Dad's sick. But if you're going to insult me, that's not going to work that way. So if you need to calm down, if you need to take some time to just relax and calm down, then go ahead and do that. And when you're feeling better, come and get me and let's talk. But if you're going to insult me, I'm just not going to be able to have a good conversation with you. So you need to be able to say what does and what does not work for you. Without doing it in such a way where you're attacking her and now the attacks pile up. So you can say, like I said, you want to be empathetic to it. It's your mom. And just say, hey, you know what, Mom, I know you're going through a tough time right now. And I'm here to help you. But if you're going to call me names, insult me, let's just calm down. I'm here, I'm listening. But, you got to speak to me as an adult. We're adults now, and I'm going to be here to help you out through Dad's stuff. But if you're going to call me names and insult me, I'm going to just let you be for a little while. I'm going to go do some other things. And when you calm down, come and get me and let's continue our conversation. Say it just like that. You keep cool. You keep calm. You don't let it get under your skin. You don't let it ruffle feathers. But you do say, hey, this just doesn't work for me. Okay? Now, I do want to add to this because if you've never done this before with your mom, if you've never said something like that to her, and maybe she's not a very good communicator herself, so when you say things like this, she might be surprised. And she might push back and say things to you like don't talk to me like that. Or, I need your help and you're trying to lecture me. She may say certain things like that again, may test your patience. That may get under your skin a little bit. But again, you simply have to be firm and maintain your cool and calm. Be like, yeah, I know, Mom, but if we're going to get through this, I'm an adult now. And we got to speak like that. Otherwise, this is just going to fall apart. And I don't want to have that happen between the two of us. So take a moment, just relax. I'm going to go and I'll be right back. I'm going to go outside for a little while and work on some things. When you calm down, just come and get me and we'll talk about it then. You reiterate yourself. You say it again, especially when she's talking about things that she's yelling, things that she doesn't even mean. Let her calm down. There's a point in time where you as the child have to usurp your parents. You have to become the parent yourself. It's sort of a weird thing, but oftentimes, when it comes to a certain stage in our parents' lives and our own life, we have to do that. So this is part of being mature. This is a part of leading with masculinity, is doing these things. Now, again, if it gets really abusive, if she's really insulting, that's when you can be more firm and say things like, Mom, stop. I'm not going to have you insult me. I'm not going to sit here and have you insult me. So calm down and come and get me when we can speak to each other like adults. And you do it through your tone of voice. You're not going to raise your voice. You don't yell back and you don't throw insults, but you're serious. You look her in the eye. You speak with a tone of authority and you simply say, hey, this isn't going to work like this. So you need to calm it down and come and get me when you've relaxed. You don't need to make it long. Just the tone, the words that you choose to say should be enough to get the message across. All right, I'm going to move on to his next thing here. And how about when a potential girl or my girlfriend does that to me? Okay, so again, if your girl is talking to you like that, there's a little bit of a bigger problem here, which is you didn't enforce rules at the beginning of the interaction of the relationship. Because the first time she does something like this, if you're dating a girl and she has some sort of an outburst or speaks to you in a disrespectful way, that's when you need to say something immediately at the beginning. If a girl does that to you, you lower your voice and you say, never speak to me like that again. It can be that simple. And if you need to say more, if she goes on and on and on. Well, first of all, if a woman is being abusive or aggressive like that to you, like to the extent where it's it's too far, then you do need to let her go and walk away. Now, if she's being more a little brattish, being kind of a little brat, being a troublemaker, it's not vicious or vindictive, then you can, but it was a little snappy, maybe she was being a little sassy, a little too far, but it's not way too far, then you can simply say to her, like I said, hey sweetheart, don't speak to me like that. It can be that simple. Now, if she's going on and on, let's say that, because a lot of times if a woman does this, she's testing your boundaries because you potentially have been behaving in a weak way. You haven't been living up to your promises. If a guy says he'll do things and doesn't do them, his woman's going to get bitchy and she's going to start to complain more. And she's going to test him more to see if he'll come back to his masculine essence, okay? The other time she'll do this is if she doesn't feel heard, if she doesn't feel understood, if she feels that she's somehow being taken advantage in a certain way. So, for example, I'm just going to use a very basic example. Like you said you were going to clean the dishes, you didn't do it, and it just continues on and on and on. And it's a mess, and you didn't do the things that you're going to do. Now, she may get bitchy. A lot of women will do this, where they get upset because you didn't fulfill your words. Now, in this circumstance where it was clearly that you fell off on something, you don't want to backtrack and come up with excuses for yourself. If she's in a bad mood, then you need to sit her down and say, look, sweetheart, what is the matter? What is going on? Talk to me. And you want to get her to get it off of her chest, right? So if she's upset, you don't know what it's about, then, hey, sweetheart, what's the matter? I can tell something's bothering you. Sit down, let's talk. What's going on with you? What's going on? What's the matter? How's your day going? What's going on? She might not want to answer you. She might say, oh, I'm fine. I don't want to talk about it. But you don't let it go at that. Never to say, okay, cool. Well, I'll see you later then. Don't do that. You want to say, well, yeah, I can see there's something going on with you. So tell me about it. What's going on. Let's sit down. Tell me about it. I want to know what's up with you. And you push further. Your goal as the man in this circumstance is you want to get her to open up. You don't get worked up and say, well, what do you mean you're not, you're fine? You don't seem fine. You don't want to respond like that. You want to be like, well, I can tell there's something bothering you. So what's going on? And you stay there with her. You be that masculine presence and open her up and get her to talk. And so she slowly opens up. She's like, well, you said you were going to do this and you didn't do it. And then you say, oh, okay. And how did that make you feel? She's like, well, it pissed me off. You've been slacking on this, or you didn't do the dishes like you said you would. I'm just using that as an example. But, she says this and you go, okay. What else? What else are you upset about? So a lot of the times guys will say, well, I was so busy. I was going to get to it later on in the week. I just didn't have time. You're rationalizing and you're explaining yourself and you're backpedaling. You don't want to do that. You want to simply let her get everything out of her chest, because women solve their problems by talking about it. And guys oftentimes want to go in and fix it. They want to, here's the solution, let me fix it for you. But don't do that. You literally just want to get her to open up. Okay, well, I didn't clean the dishes. Okay, well, what else is bothering you? Is there anything else? What else is going on? And then she might bring up something else. So you just want to keep doing this and asking her, well, what else is there? Is there anything else going on? And you keep asking her this until she gets to a point where she's like, no, that's really it. That's it. I just wanted to say that. And then you say, okay, sweetheart, well, you know what? You're right. I didn't do those dishes. I'm going to do them right now. But afterwards, why don't we go for a walk? Or you do something that you're just going to connect with her. You're not going to apologize. You're not going to grovel about it, but you're going to take action to correct it. If you were slacking, okay? But if it's just something that she's upset about, maybe it's something else going on in her day, nothing related to you, you still use the same principle. You open her up, get her to express everything, because that's, again, how she'll calm down and go back into her feminine energy. You be her rock, let her get things out, and once you do that, and once she feels heard and understood, she'll calm down naturally, and she'll go back to her feminine self. Okay, sweetheart, well, I'm glad you feel better. Come here and give me a kiss. Pull her in, kiss her, she'll, laugh, tickle her, whatever it is. Go back and change the state, change the emotional state that she's in right then and there. Lead her away, because she's, in a way, she's waiting for you to take her away from her anxiety, her nervousness, or whatever she's on her mind. She wants you to take her away from that mental and emotional state. Okay, so this is what you do if that happens. Again, don't let it ruffle feathers, just like with your mom in your mother's situation. You remain the rock, and you get to the bottom of it, but you don't need to solve it unless she asks you. If she says, well, what do you think I should do? If she asks you that, then you can say, okay, well, do you want to hear what I have to say, or do you just want me to listen to right now? And if she says, well, no, I want to know what you have to say, then you can offer up, well, in that situation, here's what I would do. You can say something like that. But for the most part, you never really have to do that unless she asks you. Because a lot of guys get caught up, because as men, we want to solve problems, right? We're the guys, you call us in, we'll fix it. But don't do that in these circumstances for the most part. If she's got something on her chest, just let her get it off. And you chill, listen, and then things will go back to how they were beforehand. And then he goes on to say, and what about the moments when she's looking for drama just for the sake of it? It's never happened to me with a girl I had a romantic interest in. I know a little drama is good, but I am looking forward to hearing what you have to say. Keep it up. Okay, so again, if she's looking for drama, a lot of the times they're going to push your buttons if you are falling off in some way. Or another circumstance where this may be the case is if you really aren't giving them your full attention. One of the most common things that I see with guys is that they're like on their phone. They're supposed to be with their girlfriend doing something, but they're on their phone. And so they're just kind of giving partial attention to her, partial attention to their phone. What I would recommend you do is, if you have to finish something, if you're working or doing something, just be like, you know what, like, hey, sweetheart, I'm sorry, but I got to finish this thing. So give me an hour, and after that, I'll come get you and we'll go do something. Be very clear about you need time and you're going to take it. Don't try to appease her and do your work, because it's just going to half-ass the both of them. 30 minutes of undivided attention that you can give her is better than an hour of half-ass attention that you'll give her. Okay? So give her your full attention, because women want to feel your presence. That's why, you know, when a girl really likes you, she wants to be with you all the time, call you, kiss you, hold your hand, hug you, text you, come over and hang out, all these different things. But as men, sometimes we got other stuff to do. We can't just hang out with our girl all day. And so if she's continuously doing those types of things and you're like kind of to the point where it's too much, then just simply sit down and say, hey, you know, sweetheart, I love it when you message me, but I'm going to be booked up at work all day today, so I'm not going to be able to get back to you. But tonight, I want you to put on that sexy little red dress that you have, put on those nice black heels. I'm going to come pick you up tonight at 7 o'clock, okay? And then she'll say, well, what are we going to do? Where are we going? No, don't worry about that. I got it all figured out, but I'm going to get back to work, but I want you ready at 7 o'clock. I'm going to come get you, and we're going to go have a night. So this is how you respond to a woman. This is how you lead that interaction. So you get what you need to get done. You lead her and you set that boundary in a fun, charming, and playful way. But then you also, you know, handle your business with her later. Okay, so you know, if you behave like this, women aren't going to be causing drama. It's only when you're not coming to the relationship in your full masculine essence, and you don't embody a masculine presence. Okay, a lot of guys are kind of wishy-washy, and they don't feel firm and like a mountain. They feel very like they're blowing in the wind, and so the woman's going to continue to test you and see what you're made out of, because she wants to know that, hey, does he have his shit together or not? So if a girl seems to be testing you or making drama, chances are you're not fully in your masculine essence and presence, and you need to focus on that, have boundaries, be able to speak to her like I did, like, hey, sweetheart, I'm busy right now. Be very clear about that. A lot of guys are too afraid to be clear and direct and say, hey, I want to see you tonight, but I got a bunch of work that I get done, so I gotta get off the phone, but I'll hit you up later tonight, and you know, you can say something like, I'll pick you up at 7, you know, whatever, something where you are very direct, you make distinct plans, instead of being like, well, I'm working here, babe, you know, I'm sorry, I just don't have time right now. You're backpedaling, you're making excuses, you're rationalizing. Don't do that. Just be like, hey, sweetheart, look, I'm really busy right now. I'll hit you up tonight. We'll talk. We're going to go out tonight. So I got to get back to work, but I'll talk to you soon. Very direct, to the point, and leading that interaction. All right. So I hope this helps you. You know, again, it's all how you interact and respond to them, your tone of voice, eye contact, the words that you choose to say, and not rationalizing, not backpedaling. And if you do this, you'll start to see your interaction with women change for the better. So if you have a question or a challenge that you'd like me to answer in a YouTube video just like this one, then send me an email at info@thesophisticatedScoundrel.com, and just, you know, send me a one-pager. Give me some details so I know the context of your situation, and I will, if it's selected, I'll read it and answer it in a video just like this. All right, that is it for this video. We'll see you in the next one.